everybody, welcome to Generation Dan. I am Dino the Genetic Marvel, and with me as always is Mr. Assless No Cock, and of course Mr. Nick Mouth Pleasure Fernandez. And our guest today is Kelly Zemnickis.
Hey!
Hi everyone. And this episode is brought to you by
Craft Dinner, the time when everyone can count as a family.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Whenever I hear craft dinner, I just think of the South Park Canadian thing, the fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell craft dinner. Like,
yeah, I literally just cooked a box that said extra large 30 or 50% more craft dinner, and I ate it and my friend, and it was enough food for a meal. That was what it was. That was it.
I have never been able to have the serving size. Has anybody ever the suggested serving size?
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
And I add so much stuff to my craft dinner.
Yeah.
So
that's what
things.
you're supposed to do. Like,
Yeah.
you put,
I put
broccoli
steamed
or
vegetables. I diced up some bacon, some smoked paprika. I added a little bit of cayenne, and then I grated in some old cheddar and some mozzarella. And just because the cheese powder is not enough. You need a little bit of actual cheese, and then you only need a little bit of actual cheese, and then it feels like you made it with just full regular cheese. It's
You know
weird.
what? I want to rip into them, but I remember those days. Okay,
Yeah.
I would get President's Choice, which is like a no name brand here, Atlas.
yeah.
President's Choice white cheddar. I would add like fresh Parmesan and stuff, and roasted chicken, and you're like, oh, it was fantastic. Even once I added peas for color, which I'm like,
Nice.
I don't care.
I like
I'm like,
peas.
it doesn't make
Peas
a
are
difference.
good.
I did a seasoned Oriental a vegetable mix that was frozen veggies, and I did half a bag of that, put it in the microwave for a little bit, and then added it in once I got past.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Romance your life. Romance your life.
Kelly, I'm not sure you know. So Nick is now on the thin team and has abs, and he's figured out that just makes you a sadder person. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm working. One of the bits I've been working on is with regards to being fat, and I'm like, being fat is like being wealthy. Okay, being thin is like being rich. One screw up and suddenly you're no longer rich. That's what happens. Okay.
Sure.
Whereas being fat, I can pass that diabetes on to my kids. Like that will last forever.
It's generational.
It's generational.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. Yes.
It's the gift that keeps on giving,
Yeah.
And I feel like
Oh my god!
You got two
the
bucks.
tag needs to be you touching your belly and go like, right this right here. This is generational wealth.
yeah, this is layer upon layer of wealth. That's
Yeah.
Technically, diabetes is not hereditary.
No.
you would be surprised.
Isn't
At
there
this
like
level, you're getting it all.
you can have like a presupposition to it where like
Yeah.
there's
So
like how you can be predisposed to like Parkinson's or cancer or whatever.
I got
Fair,
a feeling
fair.
that like that whatever that gene is sprints through Dino's DNA.
Nobody sprints in my genes. Not one person. Okay?
that's a really good commercial. If you ever have a gene line, nobody sprints in my genes.
Dino the genetic Marvel.
That would be the worst pitch ever, Kelly.
Take a fat guy. Little
Welcome
troll-like,
the world's
it's fine.
stiffest
Make
genes.
'em up. Yeah.
It's our new stiff genes. You can
Do you
only
have-
walk. There's no
You have to, like,
lateral
peg legs?
movement. You can only walk completely at 90-degree angles.
Yeah. Do you have nowhere to go? You need Dino genes.
They have
Have you ever
hinges.
It
had
supports you so you don't get tired too. You can just
Yeah.
stand
You
there
can
and
just,
you take the weight off and you can just relax. They'll hold you up.
It has a framework where you press a button and the genes turn into a chair. You just sit back into them.
Listen, I'd be the new
Yes.
Elon Musk for fat people. Okay, that's what I would be. Okay,
You know, like
you know those
that-
Teslas are made a little thin. Just like no, not for fat people. You got to buy the big one. You know.
Yeah, Tesla with 3 S's or 2 S's.
Yeah. Or I guess
However you
instead of
spell
Tesla, was there ever like a super fat scientist? Just call it that, right?
The problem was the only smart guy that's really, really fat that you see is like Newman when he was in Jurassic Park, and he wasn't really smart. He was a horrible human being.
I mean,
There's not enough representation of good fat people.
He to get that job, he must have been a pretty smart programmer. Obviously, no street smarts or hygiene.
Ability to defend against dinosaurs.
Yeah. I mean, does it look like before that run up that hill he had done much of any exercise?
Listen, it's not just that, but if you got a job at a place that housed dinosaurs, would you not read up? Just say, you know what, workplace safety, maybe I'll just grow accustomed to what's around me.
I agree with you only because I know in that first movie they only had like 17 species of dinosaurs. So
it's an easy read.
That's not that many. That's 3 poops.
That's
And
his poops was probably like 2.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
He was working. He had to take his socks off a couple times in there.
I'm Googling like fat scientists. Like I'm trying to find an example of like a famous scientist who was fat. All I'm getting is stuff about 50 years ago, the sugar industry paid off the government to say that fat, not sugar, was that. That's not what I want to do.
Atlas, I think that.
What are you using, Bing?
Actually, guys, this is a very.
No, Bing would probably give me the right answer.
This is a very fun experiment. All of us, let's search up fat scientists and give each of our top 2 results.
This is going to be so horrible.
Because we have completely different.
Hold on, what are we exactly?
I am putting just fat scientist.
Fat scientist.
That's what I'm doing with mine too. All right.
Scientist.
Okay,
I already have mine, so I'll just go ahead. Scientists discover a way to sweat off fat from the hill.
Oh.
Okay.
And then the other one is fighting fat. Scientists discover obesity causing gene mutation.
Okay.
So.
I have unnamed fat scientist.
Okay.
Which is not helpful. I'll try to show my phone there. That's not good. And then my second one was is Newman. Interesting.
Okay, so mine. The first one is, or the second one is Newman, and I'm just going to show you guys what it's like. The fourth one is because I think it's funny.
Waiting for it to.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for it to upload, and this guy. I'm like, you know what? That's not a compliment.
That just looks like George Costanza if he went to college.
I have that one on my images as well, Dino. But interestingly, the 2 first results for me in terms of actual search results is fat scientists on physics forums.
Yep.
And my second one is unnamed fat scientist Phineas and Ferb wiki.
Yep. Those are mine too.
Yeah.
Wow. So Dino, we align in our fat scientist algorithm path within Google.
Yeah,
this is fun.
We're on similar
on
algorithms.
Bing. I looked up on Bing too.
You want to look up on Bing? Oh, that's a horrible idea.
Well, no, I just wanted to see what it said. So the top result is too fat to be a scientist. I have long dreamed of becoming a scientist, but now, just weeks after receiving my BA in biology from a prestigious university, I have decided to leave science behind. I am rejecting a career in science, or rather, science is rejecting me, because much like oil and water, being fat and being a scientist don't mix.
You know what? That comes up on mine too. I'll be honest. I used Bing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would assume you'd get the same results on Bing because I doubt either of you are using Bing, so I doubt they have the data to give you any different results, right?
I use Netscape.
Is Netscape still around?
Oh, holy crap! It didn't make it out of the 90s.
The last time I used Netscape Navigator, 9/11 wasn't even a thing yet. It was still
the year 2000 wasn't a thing yet. It didn't make it out of the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Netscape.
Netscape. I remember getting those the CDs for AOL and stuff, and it was just constantly in the mail. And you're going, how is this doing any? This doesn't make any sense at all.
How did they have the money for that? I feel
I was studying finance. at that time. So 1999 to about 2003. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, it was a weird experience seeing what was happening where we're all looking at books going, wait, so none of this makes any sense. And teacher's like, yep. I'm like, but they don't have any value. Yep. Or they goes, so then this is bound to just completely collapse. He's like, well, I'm not betting on it going forward. I'm like,
wow.
Good to know. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a crazy. That's the
Sounds
weird
like
thing.
my dad.
Thank you for that. That's really appreciated. Back in the days when we were on horse and carriage, talking with the local wise man.
Oh man. Okay, wait. I have a question. So regarding the Dino jeans thing that we were on before, have
I've
you
already
ever
started our Instagram.
Yeah. Have you ever had like
me
a
posing in jeans?
garment of clothing that's either made you look thinner or just look cooler by itself?
Yeah.
What's the thing?
I have the Lululemon makes dress shirts for men, and
I don't believe you.
And if you put them on, they immediately make you look in better shape, no matter what shape you're in.
Really?
No matter what shape you're in, you immediately look fitter and like you've been working out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Lululemon's like a cult, right? Like that. Those people are weird. So
they are.
They are
wildly
expensive garments, but I gotta say, every single item I have from there lasts an extremely long time, and it fits really well. Yeah.
I had never considered Lululemon as an option for clothing, and once I was in, I was at the Bass Pro Mills Mall, the big one in Vaughan, which is at Vaughan Mills, and I saw an old Italian man getting his Lululemon sweat tracksuit get altered at Lululemon. I was like,
what?
Hey, I just looked in. I had never thought of it as an option. I looked in and I go, oh, so it's never going to be an option because that I can't abide. I'm like, that's just no. Mm-mm.
What person looks at sweatpants and goes, you know what? I gotta get that zhuzhed up for the bar mitzvah on Saturday. Like
people who buy Lululemon stuff. That's
here's the thing. It might not have been sweatpants because they also make dress pants that are
they don't
like stretchy. So like
they can call them they can call them dress pants. They're not dress pants.
I wear them golfing, and I wore out my pair because I have big boy legs, so I got the big boy hole in the middle of my legs.
Nick,
so
Nick,
I got
the last time I saw Nick, we made banana cream pie together. Yeah. What has happened to you?
Nick Big Boy Hole Fernandez?
That's definitely going on. It's getting upgraded.
Come on, Dino. Tell me you haven't worn out some pants because there's been a hole in between.
Oh, chub rub? Oh, everyone gets
of course. No one described it like you did. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
I mean, the day you realize it's there, it is a kind of a fun day because all of a sudden you get some ventilation, and that's nice.
Depends where it is. If it's easily hideable, sure, but if not, if it's too far, like toward the back of your thigh,
it's always in the same spot. It's directly in the center, and it's
I love how high your guys' standards are because my pants rip. Oh, someone's gonna see my dick. That's what's gonna happen. I'm like, that's why you're looking down there.
Oh my God, Dino, you're such a disgusting person.
Why? I rip my pants. What? I'm gonna walk around with spare pants, which I do have spare pants in my car. But the point is, that's lesson learned and being prepared.
That is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think everyone should keep a spare pair of like undies in case they shit their pants and pants. In Dino's case,
I feel like that is putting the carriage before the horse.
Emergency, you know.
No, you know what? If you're prepared to shit your pants on a regular basis to the point where you have to carry extras, you're living your life wrong. Okay?
Or
you should do your Kegels. That's what I'm saying. Okay?
Or you know that it's an inevitability. It's an inevitability in one's life that you will have that accident at one point. And so if you know that that's going to happen eventually, and if you have a car, how much space is underwear taking up? It's not, put it in your emergency kit next to a flashlight, and and some mittens. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you guys actually of the opinion that there are times when you're just going to shit your pants?
Yeah,
That's just going to
it's a
happen?
thing.
As a woman in her mid-40s, my body is doing weird shit, so I have occasionally
Literally.
had things.
Sure.
reverse.
That's a very
happens.
different situation.
I am
right?
speaking to you as someone who is lactose intolerant and has also driven on long car rides where you've had moments when you're getting off an exit and you're sweating and you're not sure that you're going to make it.
You know what?
Yes.
We were driving back from Kingston, me and Nick and I, and we got to the point I was drinking water. He fell asleep, and I'm like, if I don't pull over and piss somewhere, I'm gonna piss my pants. Like, it was so bad. And to the point where I woke him up, I'm like, listen, man, I'm sorry. I know I said you could sleep the whole way, but you need to find me a Tim Hortons so I can get pissed because they're open really late. And I'm like, or I'm gonna piss my pants. And he's like, maybe we stop beside him. I'm like, it's not that kind of situation. I'm wearing shorts underneath my pants, and I'm too fat to stabilize on the side of the road. That's just not going to happen. Okay, so I'm either going to piss in my pants, on my pants, or we need to find somewhere. And that was just. But I never figured that I would be like, hey, just in case, I'm going to piss myself, but because I have a spare. Like, I feel like you'd be too easygoing about the possibility if you had a backup.
I am 100% sure that you didn't tell me at the time that you could stabilize yourself on the side of the road, because that is some of the funniest shit I've ever heard. I would have remembered that.
That's uneven ground, man. That is a fat guy's nightmare.
What definitely happened was you were like I gotta find somewhere to piss. I'm like, why not on the side of the road? And you're like, no, I can hold it long enough. Just find the nearest one. I can wait a few minutes. And now I'm realizing that while you were saying that, you were in deep pain.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to tell me.
Have you ever? Was it that kind of piss where there's so much you can't pee fast enough, and you're just trying to? So you're like trying to force down. And it's like a rocket fuel. I just,
oh no! The worst part is
where you feel like you're dilating something irreparably. Like you're going to be different.
I've had those too. Yeah,
you're going to be different.
I remember.
After
I
this.
believe it was Braveheart, possibly Titanic, in the theater. Ridiculously large drink. I finished it. Finished watching the movie. Okay, those two did not coincide. I finished the drink like halfway through the movie, and it was another hour and a half. And I waddled like a penguin to get to the bathroom, and I just had to just stand there and wait because I'm like, listen, everything is locked down. Like everyone, you remember in the movie Wonder Woman where they want to close off that room, so they break the wood and the walls close down? It was that type of situation. My body was like, shut it down. We're not getting up until it's time has to happen. And it was that was a nightmare. And I'm like, I definitely damaged my bladder.
This is bringing back memories of when I got a pelvic ultrasound and I had to drink like a ton of water, but then I couldn't pee for like a certain number of hours before the ultrasound.
Hold it. Oh.
And I was in the east end of Toronto. I had to get to Etobicoke. My father came to pick me up because I wasn't driving a car with this bladder. And by the time we hit, like, for those who know where like Islington and the Queensway is, I was grabbing onto the roof of the car. So like halfway point, just screaming. I thought I was going to lose my mind.
I'm surprised like you weren't doing like the toddler like pee-pee dance where you're just holding your crotch.
I was basically grabbing onto the roof, just like swinging. It was the worst.
Now,
the best part is, hold on, Nick. The best part is that area where Kelly is describing has notoriously potholed roads. So you're constantly.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what happens when he hits like every bump? Right?
You can't evade them all. There's so many you cannot.
This part of Toronto has been under construction. Like, is for 35 years?
Since Toronto was called York and the British were here. Like,
yeah. When Front Street was actually the waterfront.
The waterfront,
Yeah,
it was the worst.
That is a joke for only Torontonians.
Only Torontonians.
Yeah.
My American ass is just like, yeah, cool.
Yet, how many times have you had somebody from LA and they're like, "Oh yeah, we were living in here and talking about this," and
something
like,
405 101 East Hollywood. You're like, what
absolutely.
the fuck? Yeah.
Sunset, Mulholland.
No,
And it's
yeah,
just
you
out
did
that
pretty
way.
much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kelly
that's-
has been is a North American traveler right now. She's going everywhere and doing
Yeah.
comedy, and
Who's-
she's also a serial killer. So she's been killing in every
Yeah.
city. Just be aware that's
Well, we
coming
can't
up on.
say
If you
she's the
plot it on the
Zodiac
map,
killer,
she's
because-
actually like aiming to draw out a maple leaf with all of her murders.
Yes, she's
Yeah.
taking over. She's
Yeah.
Why are you
conquering
guys
the U.S.
telling this? You're
Yeah.
sharing my secrets. This is not good.
I mean, the artistry. You have 3 left. You just have to finish the stem.
Where is it you're going to do stand up?
So this is great. So I was just in Burbank. Now I'm in New York, and next North York, Ontario. So completing the trifecta.
So fancy.
Wait, Burbank is in California, or
Yeah, I was in California.
what the hell? We're like next to each other.
Now I'm in
Hey,
New York City.
I mentioned it to both of you guys. Hey, keep an eye out for each other because you're both
You
people,
did.
you
Yeah.
know. And both of you said, "Yeah, sure." Fuck you, Fatso. And I was like, "It's fine. It's fine."
It was just one of those things where
I
I'm
thought
like,
you
don't
guys
know
would
what
enjoy
she
each other's
looks
company.
like.
Whatever.
Also, you didn't say your last name. You just said Kelly. So I was walking up to people being like, "Are you Kelly? Are you Kelly?" And someone's like, "No, I'm Jeff. Are you Kelly?" "No, I'm."
I feel like you got a couple of yeses in there and said,
Yeah.
"Now would they
I
be
don't know
friends
if
with
you're the right
Dino?"
No, I'm
Yeah.
Kylie. You piece
I might
of
have given
shit.
you a Jeff. I might have given you a Jeff. Like, no, Jeff.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Listen, that's fair. That's.
Yeah.
I have seen Kelly introduce herself as different names to other comedians. It is funny bit. It is a funny bit.
It's good. Yeah.
I find it funny, like if Kelly turns out to indeed be a serial killer. I think it's funny that the Zodiac killer, which they found out who he was, and his name's Gary, which that's the like why Gary is the most un-serial killer name ever. You know, Gary
got
is
away with
like
it.
has like a hang in there poster in his cubicle, and he's like,
The little
"That's too
kitten
much for
holding on?
office decor. I'm pushing it here."
Gary's
You know?
highlight of his day is reading his zodiac sign horoscope.
That is the
But
highlight
That
of
was
my
so
day.
much better. Damn it.
Yeah.
That is the highlight of my day.
Yeah.
What's your
Are-
sign?
are-
Why?
Aries. I'm an Aries.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you? Do you know what sign you are?
I am a Sagittarius, and apparently that's not good.
Yeah, that's always fun. Where someone,
I feel like there are so many other not good reasons for you that like Sagittarius just adds on. It's like a pile on. You're like at that
Yeah.
point, might as well.
I'm gonna see what our astrological match is. Sagittarius and Aries.
I'm a Pisces, but I'm the first day of Pisces.
So
And
I
there-
believe I'm a Sagittarius, Gemini, something.
What?
All
Apparently
right.
there's
What?
like
What the
stats.
fuck does that mean?
I know
You-
that those
you-
are words, but I do
you-
not know what that
You
meant.
have like a rising moon and then like a something on top of that.
I agree with what the interwebs have come up with. Say when Aries and Sagittarius get together, they are two peas in a pod. Both being fire signs, they live life at a fast pace, and it's a nonstop adventure.
Yeah,
I feel like
Okay.
Nick and I had a nonstop adventure baking a pie on my baking show.
yeah, we got Subway
We did.
afterwards.
We did, because it took a
Yeah.
long time for the pie.
I was going to say that seems like it kind of undermines the whole cooking show thing, but
Well, you know that part where like Rachel Ray has the prep team so that she like puts the pie in the oven and then opens the other drawer of the oven and pulls out the done pie.
yeah.
We didn't have that, so
No.
what we had to do is we put the pie in the oven and then closed the
Yeah.
oven and then got Subway
Right. While the pie did the thing.
and then
Yeah.
finished the
I gotta
Which
remember
realistically
to
is a
tell
great
Dino
plan.
for
Yeah.
the highlights for
Yeah.
that.
Hollywood magic right
It
there.
was great. It was a very snowy day. It
Subway.
was lovely. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's-
And
Dino, what's
our-
your sign? I'm curious.
I'm a Leo, which
Okay.
apparently I've been told is accurate, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, and I don't really care because so where my mom is from is like known for
My ex was a
Superstitious
Leo
type
and
stuff.
she was also verbally abusive. So
that sounds fair.
yeah.
I believe that's like chicken or the egg. Like she
It's
may
not
have been
true,
abusive,
but-
but you
but
kind of
it's-
deserved it. You know, like,
I think that's the first time Nick has fought back before.
I That's only because it's over the internet. If we were in person, I would beat him to death with his own hands. But
Mechanically, how would that work?
Kelly, the face you made after that, you're like, Dino would do that. He's
Yeah.
so violent. I'm like, I've never assaulted anyone.
Yeah.
Unproven.
Only in your dreams. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I mean,
envelope money makes that
I'm
go
just
away.
picturing you like kind of blissed out in your dreams, like just like a really wide smile on your face as you're like just like in blissful slumber, and then like you would get like a zoom in into your head, and it's you just committing atrocities. Just
like his psychonauts reality
seen.
is just
I feel
beating
seen.
people to death.
Yeah, I feel seen. You know all those
could someone cut you off
I-
on the sidewalk with like and they were drinking like a frappuccino
hatchet
in
comes out.
November,
Yeah.
you know?
Guys, I think we have our ad campaign for the jeans. I think this is what we do. Dino just losing his shit in the jeans.
They're
This is great.
And then you rip off the Postmates commercial where it's like when all you can murder is think about Dino jeans.
I feel like
You
it
are
would be
slaying in these jeans. Yeah,
yeah.
it's good.
Well,
Oh my God.
I would be dreaming, and you'd see a fat guy, but then in my dream, I'm like totally ripped and be like, "Rah!" just
Yeah.
like the active man's jeans, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how I dream. I'll be honest. I had one comedian had me on their podcast, and they asked me, they're like, if you could choose how you were gonna die, how would you? And I'm like, combat. He's like, what? I'm like, combat. I'm like, that's how. If I'm gonna go down fighting. That's my thought process.
Wow.
And he's just like, you are really mental. I'm like, thank you for noticing. I feel.
I just imagine you seeing that movie, The Last Duel, with Matt Damon, because it's about like the last trial by combat. So you're just watching that movie, being like, "Oh fuck yeah, draw that sword, bitch!" Like,
see, but that's the thing is, it's been revealed to me that during the pandemic, I thought I was becoming a better person. Right? Like
No.
I was just trying to. Okay, hold on. Let me finish. You can't just say no. Let me say it. Okay. So I'm like, I've changed my perspective. That's not nice.
I'm just going back to eating my pizza.
That's so mean. No, but I'm like, that's the thing is, I think that I have a better perspective on life, and it's a better mental health situation. Now, that being said, another comedian was like, no, that just comes with being bald. And I'm like, thanks. Thank you for that. Just way to pop my bubble. And I'm like, oh, so I just don't care anymore. So I'm just like, I just don't want to hate anyone anymore. But I do, but it's a trial now.
What was his argument for baldness? That there's like more room for positivity to enter? Or?
No, you just don't care anymore. It's just like a no fucks given. You're just going, well, I had a good run. Now I'm just existing. It's fine.
Is
And I'm
this because like in your showers you're replacing like shampoo and conditioner time with, just introspection?
Shadowboxing. Shadowboxing is what mostly in the shower. Where I'm like, I'm just gonna fight water. That's that's
Introspective shower.
Yeah.
Interesting.
a little bit of training. You're already in the shower. It works out. It all snowballs. It's fun.
Yeah.
Kelly, you also have long hair. Do you in the shower? Do you also just like put your hair around you, like directly underneath the shower head, and just kind of stand there, like with like a curtain of hair around your face?
what's that movie? The
Ring. Or,
The Ring.
Yeah.
Kind of like that style. Do you also do that?
I mean, you just described a typical Friday night for me, but
you also just crawl out of people's TV.
and then just stand in the shower and think about what
Yeah, you're just introspective in other strangers' showers.
Like The Ring.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy shower. I enjoy my shower time. I'm not like in there for half an hour, but I do some deep. There's some deep thoughts. The introspective shower thing. Yeah.
I go through pretend conversations the best in the shower. That's when I really start having imagined conversations where I'm like, oh, I would totally win this argument.
I gotta say, I do most of my joke writing in the washroom. Like either in the shower, I'm thinking of a bit, or like as I'm brushing my teeth.
100%.
I get
On
the
the
best
can,
one.
I do that a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But no, it's good for just like zoning out. It's
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole idea, right? Is we're kind of bogged down with the idea of, you have to work, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas ultimately, you're like, yeah, taking time for yourself and just your own, just to think about, who am I? What am I doing? Is this fun? Am I enjoying things? It's actually quite nice.
I like how we've gone into Dr. Phil territory all of a sudden. Just drove the bus.
I like that we haven't even mentioned the topic that we were talking about.
We're half an hour in and not even started.
Yeah.
No actual. Save it seriously. We can use it another time.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, my girlfriend told me about something called a Cadillac, which is a coffee. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
So prisoners will make it using stuff from the commissary. I know this sounds. Just stay with me. So you get scalding hot cup of black coffee.
Black of coffee.
Black of coffee.
Black of coffee.
Black of coffee. Epileptic.
That was the name of my ska band in high school.
Nice.
So
that's good.
Scalding hot cup of black coffee. Yeah.
My rock band's name was Matcha of Rage.
Milky Way bar.
Rage Against the Espresso Machine.
Oh my god. Milky Way bar, you put the Milky Way bar in the coffee and you rip the fuck out of it.
Green
and then
juice
it mixes up the nougat and the caramel with the coffee and then also cools it down from the whipping motion. It's really good.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's like, okay, you can order something like that with,
Yeah, but if you're in a gas station and they have the shitty coffee machine, and go get a Milky Way. I feel like
if you're getting coffee at a gas station, taste isn't your priority. It's more like, hey, do they also give out uppers?
Some gas stations have some cool stuff. Like I've been to one in Texas in San Antonio that was a great taqueria.
Oh, that's cool.
That seems reasonable.
There's some oddities in America with the gas stations. Some gas stations have really good food.
I went to a Wawa in Pennsylvania, and that you could actually electronically place an order, and they had it was like a Subway sandwich area type thing, but it was all covered up and everything, so people weren't just going over there going, "What's over there?" Right? So you would place your order, and then it would be like, "All right, your order's up," and you just pay for it. It was actually pretty wild, but it was actually good food too.
But Atlas, how did your girl find out about that coffee? Did she?
Has she been to prison recently?
She was not on the inside. No, she was listening.
She's in law enforcement. Yeah.
She was listening to this cooking podcast where they brought in a guest who had been to prison, and he was sharing recipes from the commissary, stuff.
Prison amuse bouche.
Martha Stewart.
No, although that seems it could be a thing.
You know that she when she was in prison, and I don't know off the top of my head where she was, but she apparently lost the Christmas decoration competition.
What?
Which blows my mind.
That's one of those things where they're like, "Hey, yo, Martha Stewart coming up here with the Christmas. She's gonna clean house," and then gets her ass kicked.
Yeah, I feel like that was a political loss. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it makes sense because Paula Deen won.
Nice.
She brought up the competition.
And then my friend told me about something called the Shrek, which at a Starbucks you order a salted caramel cold brew and then ask for 2 scoops of matcha powder. So it turns into this green swampy mess, hence the name. And apparently it's really good, but also they will give you this look like, what the fuck? So
that does sound really good.
That is, I feel
that does sound good though.
Yeah. I like matcha. I like bitter, and matcha is just a more mild bitter beverage.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get a matcha latte, then you add the espresso shot. It's very similar to that, just without the milk. It sounds like.
Wow, that would have me flying.
Oh yeah,
matcha and espresso
gets you there. Yeah. Gets you there really nicely. Matcha green tea latte made with coconut milk, no sweetener. Incredible, because you got the coconut milk has enough sweetener naturally, so you just don't even need the extra.
I don't want to try that.
It's incredible. It's my favorite beverage. Keep in mind it is $6.50. So
Because it's Starbucks. Everything
Yeah.
at Starbucks is
Yeah.
$6.50.
But like you just sign up for it, and you'll have a great time. But
I know you can't do the Shrek through the app because when there's the options of like, what do you want to add to it? It doesn't give matcha powder as like an option. You're just like, you gotta go order it in person, and they will look at you weird.
Yeah.
I think I broke Dino.
Yeah, I
feel like he
everything
hated
about
all
what
of that.
Nick likes
He's
right
just
now.
thinking about
He's
his
like, I like bitter, and you're like, you
Yeah, I
are
don't get
bitter.
that very much.
Disgusting.
Yeah, bitter's the bad part of bittersweet. You know that, right? I just imagine you hearing like bittersweet ending, and you're like, oh, so it's all happy then. You're like, no.
No, my favorite part is when the kid dies in the movie.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
I don't even know which movie he's talking about, but
Doesn't matter.
He's the guy that cheers for the hunter in Bambi. It's just
right.
what is wrong with you?
Messed up.
It's just yeah.
Oh,
No, my wife doesn't like.
the inciting incident is my favorite part of every movie.
It's horrible. It's just,
Uh,
it's such a and the Shrek. You're like that just seems disgusting to me. I can't. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of matcha. I'm like, but I don't like tea either. I'm just not
Okay,
a
it's fair.
big tea
I've got a
person.
good matcha cookie recipe I can share with you, Dino.
Ooh.
Oh,
That might
sounds
change your
good.
mind. Yeah. I made it
Highly
with
doubt it.
Tara. I made it with Tara, our friend out in Seattle,
Mhm.
virtually, and it's good.
like, listen, it's a cookie. I'm gonna eat it. Okay, like, let's be honest. But at the same time, you're like, oh, or you could have an Oreo. Yeah, I'm gonna take an Oreo. That's what I'm gonna do, right?
Would
Your
you do a
chocolate chip
matcha Oreo?
Ah, why? That seems like something my wife would buy purposefully, knowing that I won't try it. She's like, "Oh, I got you Oreos." I'm like, "They're all matcha flavor." Oh, I guess I'll have them.
you ever had a matcha Kit Kat? Those are
I have.
Yeah.
Those are great.
I
Disgusting.
have.
great.
Vomit.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Horrible. Kit Kat
Okay.
should feel shame for releasing something like that.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
Pretty
I
sure.
just had a mint. I have a mint chocolate chip Kit Kat in my
I've
fridge.
seen.
Delicious.
That's good.
I was
Yeah.
Of course it
say,
is.
Insulting the matcha Kit Kat. If we get any Japanese listeners, they're gonna beat the crap out of you. That's
No.
With what? A ladder? Come on.
A
What?
paper crane. A
They're all
paper
small.
crane.
Okay.
What? Why is ladder? What?
Because they would have to climb a ladder to reach to fight me
That's
face to
I
face.
mean,
true. He's a tall
I assume
fellow.
you have a high center of gravity. Just sweep the leg, Johnny, and then he goes down.
Yeah.
And then
One of the advantages of being fat, sir, I have a low center of gravity.
I have kind of a high center of gravity, and I'm fat. It's
Because you're all head. That's why.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
have a ridiculously large head.
I look like someone did the big head sheet in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
I was thinking NBA Jam. Like, got the giant.
Generation.
Whoa!
You look like Lord Farquaad's mascot.
Dude, we gotta do like a roast show or something. This would be a
I'm working on that.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely get that. That's. I feel like Atlas is like, I'm going to just destroy Nick. That's what I want. And I'm like,
Nah.
I'll just ruin everything. Just,
Oh.
I'm mean. I'm really mean.
I was trying to get.
the one.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Oh, I was just gonna say I was trying to get a friend of mine to do a roast show where he
Yeah.
would make a roast while people roasted each other. I still
Oh,
think it would
shit.
work.
Absolutely.
I could join and I could just do like the duck, and then you guys could.
That would be.
We'll
that,
talk.
That would be really. That would be really funny. And then, like at the end, like the people who roast each other have to like eat together, like intimately, like they get set up at like a candlelit table, and then they just have to like after hearing the
Yeah.
worst things that they could say about
Yeah.
one another,
Yeah.
they just have to like, and I mean it's quite nice. I quite like the jus, like.
Yeah.
Oh, my
No
God.
knives. Everything is pre-sliced. You can't.
It's medieval times.
No, no.
It's medieval times. That's what we'll do.
Only
Oh,
butter
no.
knives and sporks.
Before.
That's all you get.
I got dragged there with my girlfriend's family. It was her nephew's. Like he was going into first grade, so that's what he wanted to do.
Wow.
For like,
Horrible idea for a celebration for first grade.
yeah,
Do they still
I
give you
can't-
like
Get 'em
way
work
too
boots.
much food?
yes, very
Yeah.
much.
It's like half a chicken, right?
Mm-hmm. And then but it was one of those things where like I can understand why
I
someone
didn't
liked it,
find
but
it that
as a
much.
history nerd, I was like, this is all wrong. Like,
Oh, none of it's right.
Yeah.
None of it is right.
I
I went and I was like, I went
Before
with
we continue, can we stop? Can we acknowledge that Dino was like, it's not that much? Like,
it wasn't.
when we talked about half a
I went with
chicken
my roommate.
and a baked potato that they give you.
A snack.
I didn't think it was that much.
They literally sell a whole roasted chicken as a family meal deal at grocery stores.
Well,
Children
yeah.
don't eat food. They eat like a thimble full of food. It's not my fault. Okay?
It's supposed to feed a family of 4. So you're saying that half of that. Okay.
I'd eat the whole thing. Let's be honest. I could eat.
I'm
I would
allergic
too.
to hay.
I would too.
I couldn't eat like a big chicken. It'd have to be a small chicken, like a
You're
roast
allergic to
chicken from
what?
Costco. I could do that.
Oh, Atlas heard that. Yeah, never take me to medieval times. I'm allergic to hay.
You're allergic to hay.
Yeah, anaphylactic. I can't.
Damn.
It's that bad?
It's that bad. Yeah.
So you.
I passed out at a circus.
Wow.
I couldn't breathe. Second grade.
I passed out at the
Yeah.
circus, but that's just because I couldn't believe what the contortionists
Oh.
were doing.
Just
My
to be
little
clear,
brain.
I just laughed so hard I saw stars because all that happened in my head was Kelly, like a weird shenanigans situation where like she turned a corner and saw like she's like 6th grade and she sees like an elephant dong or something, but someone also sprays like hay into her face, so she falls unconscious and everyone's like, she's terrified of the elephant wiener, and then everyone starts freaking about the elephant wiener. It's just
Yeah.
I'm just.
it happened so fast in my mind, and I was just like, oh my god, yeah, it was sorry.
Kelly, you would make the best travel correspondent for a show because they could just send you to like farms to be like, this is Farmer Billy and he's got a really interesting, and then you just pass out on screen. And every single time, they always send you to farms.
I feel like she'd go with like a mask, and somebody would be like, "Weed bomb, boom!"
It would be the perfect run. It'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I could just picture Jon Stewart just introducing. Now we have Kelly at.
I'll never get to
dairy
go to his farm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Next thing with the contortionist, I just imagine you like you go into the circus, and then she's like, "I spend my days taking risks, but when it comes to car insurance, and then that's when you pass out. Like you're just watching the shitty Mercury insurance commercials."
Oh gosh.
Horrible allergy. How bad? Like, so is it just farms? Like, or is like?
It's
Is that, like,
wherever
where-
wherever there is hay. I have
Just, like-
done
Like right, like.
as an example. I have done some work as a writer's assistant, script coordinator on shows. And one show I was on, we had hay on the set because it was a parody of a CBC show called Heartland, and I could not be on the floor to pass out the scripts. And in the writers' meeting, when everyone else had been in the room and I smelt it in their clothes, I was getting like woozy. I can't.
Wow, that's.
I'll never marry a farmer. So there we go. It won't ever happen.
I feel like that's a positive spin on that.
All right, so,
I'll never have to work for my food. I'll just pay for it and it's fine.
Yeah.
So when people go like, "Hey," is that like triggering? Or?
I knew he was going to do that.
You're such
I
a
knew he
fucking
was gonna
loser.
do that.
You're such a fucking loser with that one. Come on.
I thought of it and I was like, I'm not going to do that. That's too easy.
Oh,
Nick's didn't do
jeez.
it, isn't he? And he did.
Yeah.
Of course it was
Hey,
Nick.
Nick.
Ugh.
We're all
gotta
laughing.
Do you guys have any weird allergies?
Yeah, several.
Gravity and small portions.
The bourgeois? Did you just say the bourgeois?
No, said gravity and small portions.
Oh.
I was going to say, if
The
he's allergic to
bourgeoisie,
the bourgeois,
absolutely
he's gonna
though.
just line
I'm
it.
definitely allergic to the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
I would be on the front line of bringing them down.
The bourgeois.
Yes. I do not respect their rule. I do not. I will bring them down.
Nick said lactose intolerant, but what else is in there?
I'm allergic to apples and strawberries.
Okay.
And then
No smoothies for you, I guess.
And then I'm also allergic to nickel. I got a contact allergy, so
Oh, damn.
I'm
yeah.
also allergic to celery.
Huh.
Interesting.
Oh. Hmm.
Again, that's a blessing in disguise. You're like, oh, I can't have celery. Carrots for me. Like,
You know,
really.
just because getting vitamins and minerals is not fun for you doesn't mean it's not fun for other
Celery
people.
is a negative food
Now
caloric intake. Okay.
I don't think you're thinking this through, Dino. Celery is used as a base in a lot of soups. So,
Yeah.
Kelly, do you have to be very conscious of what soups you order?
It's not as bad if it's cooked, but I can't eat raw. I cannot eat
Okay,
raw
so
celery.
it's not a cooked
No.
thing. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Interesting.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my roommate is currently making a fog machine for our apartment for Halloween decorations.
I think that sounds awesome.
That's cool.
Okay, but like in the apartment, it's just going to be misty. And he's like, it's down on the floor. I'm like, people walk around and there's a fan and stuff, right? Like, it's going to be everywhere.
It's not like that going to be that big. I feel like you're inconvenienced by very small things, and I find it hilarious.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
I don't see what the
that's my
issue is.
whole
Doesn't-
personality. That No, I mean,
All of your entrances will be dramatic. Every single
Yes.
entrance
I didn't
into
think of
every
that. That's
room
going to be
will
cool.
Yeah.
I
be
should like
dramatic.
just fling the
Yeah.
door open.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
because I have this, I got this new cardigan where
got
I
a new
thought
cardigan.
it made me look like good, but it turns out if I wear it open, I look like a school shooter from the 90s. So, problem.
I think that's our second ad campaign for Dino's Jean Company.
It'll make you look like a school shooter from the 90s. There was that, and then the other
Worried
thing
about what vibes you give off? This fixes that. You
Yeah.
only get 2 vibes.
worried you'll look like a
Vibes.
serial killer? Don't worry. This ensures you look like a serial killer.
Gosh.
Old,
Oh,
horrible,
geez.
fat serial killer, or young, horrible
Oh,
serial killer.
serial killer.
Sitting with too many people at lunch, try on these.
Yeah.
Someone gives you some lip, try these on. Gives
And
you
then-
Give them that
superpowers.
hip. Yeah. If they give you lip, give them that hip.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
There was
They're war jeans. That's what they're going to be called. War jeans.
Oh my god.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, but like I realized I can't wear like just a plain black shirt with it because then it really looks like it. I can only wear like brighter colors under the sweater. Otherwise, I just look like I'm trying to stalk someone or something.
Why?
You know what the worst part is?
Is it like pedophilic camouflage? Like, what do you?
Kinda, here.
What do you?
I'll show you.
Show us. I honestly feel like that is number one, a very U.S. perspective. Number one.
School,
Yeah.
like he was
Two.
really,
Yeah.
he was really quick on the school shooter reference.
Yeah. You look fine.
It actually gives off more of a Van Wilder type.
Oh, I didn't think of
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah,
think
no.
you more look like a psychiatrist that's overpaid but has no good advice.
There
You're
it
about
is.
to
Yeah.
you're about to invite me to some beat poetry.
Yeah. Is
Oh,
there
100%.
thumb holes?
Yeah.
Are there thumb holes? Because now I'm waiting for you to do spoken word.
No thumb holes, and I have like an intense hatred of poets.
That seems accurate.
Well, the reason
Don't we all
being
though?
is-
Like that's. I feel that's
Is it-
like
Is it
Spoken
the
word.
iambic
that's not really
pentameter?
a generations thing.
No,
It's kind
no.
of
No, it's specifically how I came up in comedy because I started when I was 17. So for the first 4 years, I couldn't go to bars. So it was all like coffee shop, open mic, stuff like that.
Oh.
And slam poets not only would run the light every single time, all of their stuff would always bring down the energy in the room. You never like listen to a slam poet and you're like, yeah, let's go. Like everyone's
It's always
just like,
about
oh.
abuse and oppression and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So
Oh,
I hate them
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's like the boot of the society is like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
and then you want to go up after and be like, dick
Want to hear some
jokes?
jokes?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had that happen at a mic. Oh gosh, I won't say where it was, but the host did this like poetic, melodic, very sad tune about his ex-girlfriend, and it was like, now here's Kelly. Oh, fuck that. It was
Yeah.
awful. It was terrible.
I would open up and be like, I know why she left you. You're a fucking loser. This right away. What the fuck was
I'll get in
that
my
shit?
time machine and I'll go say that.
No gives no fucks.
I would just be like, what's wrong? Why are you such a horrible person? Would you say this in front of people? Gross.
You ever
That's-
follow someone on a show where like almost every time they are like energy kryptonite?
Yeah.
Basically, like if you get put after them on a show, you're like, you're fucked.
I've been on a few where the host was like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had.
Yeah.
I feel like we all know who I'm talking about, and I don't like that. It feels kind of mean now.
Next time we have an LA person on this show and I bring that up, then they will know exactly who I'm talking about. So take that.
I did a show in person like I don't know over a month ago, but the person who went bullet was he barked for them, and that's how he got the spot. But the host hadn't seen him before. I had never met this person. But when I got to the place, he was in a full heated argument with a woman outside. You might know her, Tamara Siobhan. He was having,
awesome.
and I just showed up, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. But like they seemed cool at the end of it, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. But then he went up on stage and proceeded to like for a set like he I think like the gist of a lot of his premises were that he couldn't be racist because he looks like a F word. Yeah, and he was dressed like a train conductor, so it was kind of weird to like he was chewing like hate crimes to the audience. It was a really weird experience.
I feel like I've done a show with this person.
I'm sure. Maybe.
I don't know what.
This was my first interaction.
Were they dressed as a train conductor, or did they just happen to look like a train conductor with what they were wearing?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Like, was that just a fashion decision, or were they trying to be?
It was overalls with a appropriate hat.
He was probably going for it then.
I don't know. Also carrying a skateboard. So.
Okay, that's even weirder.
Yeah.
All aboard, dudes.
Yeah. And so I went up, and the audience was just shell shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a show like that where
I think I've done a show with him.
This woman went up
Kelly,
before me,
shell-shocked, so yeah.
and her set was basically, Harvey Weinstein wasn't too bad. I'd do the same thing if I wanted to get famous. That was basically her set, and it was.
I've heard someone do that bit on Zoom, so maybe it was an LA comic.
Maybe, but like,
there's a few comics who have been doing that bit, and I believe it was
it's just
does
not.
And it kills the energy every time.
Yeah.
So like you go up there, and
it's weirder when it doesn't. No, it's weirder when it doesn't. I'll tell you that because I've seen that too, where everyone kept on laughing, and I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to laugh at that. I'm like, that's not funny anymore. It really wasn't ever funny, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, the mic I was just at, I think the last comic confessed to hitting people with their car, but I don't know if they were joking or not. It
New York. I doubt it.
A very strange note.
That would be so funny if a guy just goes up there and his set is just confessing to being a murderer or a serial killer, in Kelly's case, and
that's a lot of my intros.
Set.
A lot of my intros start with that.
And you'll just be like, this is where the bodies are buried, and they'll be like, oh, he's joking, and you're like, nope, now it's off my chest.
Yeah.
Guilt free.
Yeah, no, he just ended his set with, if the police, it just was weird. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny or if it was a confession, but it was.
Don't check under the oak tree behind my childhood home. Don't. Definitely don't.
See, that's always very big. I feel like people just, one thing is through Zoom comedy, I learned that there are certain types of comedic perspectives that are exactly the same in different communities. And I found that very funny because you're like, oh, you're just not funny. And you're like, oh, okay. You say, that's fine. You say, no, like, I would never want to stop somebody from, following their dreams and stuff. But at the same time, you're going, you're just not funny. You're like, I'm like, you're saying kind of, it's like, Well, no, you're funny. You're not comedically funny. Like you're just talking, and you're like, oh, that I could laugh at that, but at the
You're the
same time,
funny
I'm
guy at
dead
work.
inside. Yeah, you're the really funny guy at work, right? So if I had a soul, I would probably laugh, but I lost that in my divorce. That's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's long gone.
It's like in if any
The
I
lawyers got custody of it.
know,
Probably.
like
It's already black, so it doesn't matter.
if you guys have ever played a trading card game, the difference between not losing and winning is very different. Like with being the funny guy at work and being like comedically funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
That's true.
It's weird, right? And that's the thing is, it's really frustrating when you enjoy someone's company, but at the same time you're just going, when you do stand up, you're weird. It just gets weird. But I'm like that. Like sometimes my stuff will be funny, and then other times, nope, no one's feeling it. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, that's fine. But
that's one
We
thing
all
I want to get
experience
better
that
at.
there.
Is I want to get better at being like more consistently good instead of having these like ebb and flow levels of killing versus not killing.
I don't think that you can. Like that fluctuation is what creates momentum, and you have to lose momentum. Otherwise, you just to get momentum, right? Like it has to be that exponential wave. Otherwise, it just peaks out, and you'll never go anywhere, right? It's that fluctuation, the evasion, is what creates motion, right? So
yeah, but like,
do you know
and
the
creates
theoretical physicist? Yeah.
I'm a very smart idiot.
Yeah.
I'm a very smart idiot. That's what I am.
I am so actively upset that I stuttered through physicist.
I was joyed. I'll tell you that right now.
I want to try something new as a way to end off our episode. So since a lot of these are comedians that we're having as guests, I want to ask Kelly, what is the worst set you've ever had?
Oh man. Well, because I've spent the last year and a half doing so much virtual stuff, I have two examples. I had a Zoom show where all I heard were people typing on a keyboard. It was it was terrible. There was nothing but tap, 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 tap. And then
mechanical keyboards, right? The ones with the heavy keystrokes.
Well, just people just with a heavy hand. It was mortifying. It was really.
Just on Twitter, this bitch isn't funny or whatever.
Oh God, it was just crazy. And then one set early on in I've been doing comedy now for just over 5 years, and early on, I had a gig where the bar did not turn off the movie behind the stage, and there was a man asleep in a chair and a bartender who was watching the movie. That was just. But I did my set.
Top tier open mic.
And she ran the light.
Like a slam poet would.
Seems fair.
Oh, there's been some rough
Yeah, I mean, at those types of gigs, isn't anything we do just slam poetry?
Kinda, yeah.
Like, if all you're getting is snaps, like, you're like, all right, might as well, like, say it's because I was, like,
Yeah.
I had a really bad breakup, Yeah.
I think since this is the first time we're doing this, what about us? Yeah, Dino, what's your worst set?
So many to choose from, to be honest.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like in the real world, for that, I think the worst was when I went to a show, but I didn't. It was a bringer show, and you had to vote for it and stuff. And the hosts and judges made fun of the first person that went on, and there was a prize for winner, and the biggest loser got money too. So whoever got the least amount of votes and whoever got the most amount of votes, but the loser got it was like money. It was changed. That's how they did it.
Was a pittance. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they gave shit to the person that went up first for having papers, like having notes in front of them. But I'm like, listen, it's a contest. You can have notes. Like that's not because you're not guaranteed pay or anything. It's right. But I was like, you know what? Let me try and do notes just because I don't want them to say the same shit. Right. And then I forgot most of my bits. So then I just said, you know what? Fuck you too. I'm just like, you assholes tell me I can't have notes. You know, fuck you. And you're, oh, you should memorize. I don't give a shit about this. And fuck you people too. Like I just got angry and belligerent. And then I actually got the $5 and I was like, bullshit. Like I was infuriated just by the whole process. And then like I proceeded to go to another bar where everyone had left, and they were like just finishing up. They're like, hey, you want to do some time? And I just got on and just started just being a complete dickhead. But then I had the 4 people that were there just dying of laughter. So I was like,
those are
all right.
arguably the more fun ones, where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you really connect with those people.
Yeah. I think the worst that I did was at a spot in Brampton, and it was the place had the name of a popular wing chain, but it was not part of a popular wing chain.
No.
And at said spot, the other few comics were all like, I'm not saying I'm good, but they were truly awful, and there was like only 2 like actual customers in the spot, and so the worst part was that like the guy who organizing it was like, hey, I'm gonna put you a little later so you can do some extra time, because I know, like, you know, like he was doing me a favor, like that's how he said it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I had to sit. It wasn't so much that, like, obviously I bombed. Obviously my set went terrible. But the fact that I had to wait through those other ones was just like ruined my entire night.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if there's anything that's worse than like being a captive audience to bad stand-up comedy. Like as another stand-up comedian, like, because I don't like,
because you're analyzing stuff. You're like, you know, you're in the weeds with them.
You're questioning like what how they haven't like quit yet. Like why like at what point did someone give them positive reinforcement for the things they're saying? Like,
Yes.
like I'm angry at the person that gave them a courtesy laugh.
Yes, or the good set fist bump at the end.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like those, I think I'm more angry at those people that like the people that give them hope.
Interesting. Where like you're not mad at Hitler, you're mad at the guy who didn't kill Hitler when he was a baby.
I'm mad at his art teacher.
I was just about to say the art teacher. Yeah.
I've never seen this vengeful side of Kelly, and it's very exciting.
It's kind of awesome.
She's like, ugh!
Person I just met today.
I just want to shout at the club like, no. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too, right? Is like some people you're like, oh, I just do this as therapy. You're like, it's not therapeutic for anyone, but not in you. But
it's
whatever.
not helping you either.
Well, that's like there is a therapy in doing stand-up comedy, but you can't use it as therapy. No. Like that's a tertiary benefit. Like it's after
as
the
someone
fact.
Who just started therapy last year, it's definitely not the same.
No, and if it is, you're not doing one of them right.
Yeah. And you're not doing well at it if the audience is asking you, how do you feel about that?
I remember watching somebody say, "Please."
Have you ever had someone ask you that after a set? Like, how do you think that went? It's like, oh, don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember.
What was Atlas's set though?
Oh yeah.
The worst set I ever did. This was like an open mic in college. It was at a comic book store, and I went there after. You ever like get the flu and you think you're fine, but it turns out you have another half a day left in you. So the like coughing and sneezing and runny nose and fever were gone, but it turns out that the accidentally shitting your pants a little bit wasn't. So before I went up, like when they were doing like "Give It Up for Atlas Novak," I sneezed and shat a little bit. So I go up on the stage with poop in my pants, but also one of the audience members was a guy on the spectrum who would correct every little thing in my set that was historically or factually inaccurate, but being used for comedy. And even when, like, you know, attacked like a heckler is, he's on the spectrum. He doesn't get it, so he just thinks it's a conversation, and it sucked. It was like fucking.
That is my sister's not on the spectrum, but my sister's a grade school teacher, and she does that every fucking time at a club. I love her, but holy crap!
So like you're not.
I love looking terrifying because nobody does that shit to me.
Nope. Atlas is on stage, like, and then I guys, I literally just shit myself, and the guy's like, I think you mean shat yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it was just one of those things where I was like something. I was walking along, you know. It was like I was walking around along this street near campus, and he's like, actually, that street is on the other side of camp. Like, just shit like that. Yeah. Where, like, it's not important to the thing, but because he knows the exact layout of every street in the city of Riverside, he's going to let you fucking know.
It's his claim to fame, right?
But,
yeah.
And again, I can't really fault him because he's on the spectrum, but just like doing that while also having poop in your pants is like somehow one level worse.
Oh, definitely. I feel like any performance with poop in your pants is worse, whatever the situation, right? Yeah. Anything.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine? Like, you're definitely going to lose focus if you could get any to start with.
Yeah,
right.
And that's why you keep a spare pair of underwear in the car.
Then I really don't think. You know what? That's a great callback. I love it. But at the same time, I feel like you were comfortable enough to leave the house because you said, "Hey, worst case scenario, I have extra underwear." No, you should have stayed home. You should have known better.
Well, he was wearing pull-ups.
Yeah, but my stars faded or whatever it is. Like when you pee in them, the stars disappear. I don't know. I'm trying to remember when my half siblings were little.
Yeah,
right. They have the things on them when you pee it. I don't know.
I believe that was the later models. I stopped wetting the bed a few years back,
last week.
Yeah,
generations.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was real late. It was to a point where I was at sleepovers and I had to stealthily go to the bathroom to get ready for bed. You know, because I was smuggling drugs into the bathroom with me in the form of a diaper. Like, yeah, that was rough as a kid.
Well,
you know, I remember growing up and my parents never wanted us to sleep over at other people's houses. And we never understood because nothing ever happened. Like, it was never a big deal. But now I'm looking back and I'm like, I think they thought that we would go there and just like shit ourselves constantly. And they're like, we don't want that on our family. Just don't go.
My parents wanted me to do more sleepovers, but I don't like not being in my own room. And I would call and go back home.
And they're just like, will you stay out for one night so we can have sex without the kids in the house just once? God damn it.
No. You started this. Yeah. Okay? You have no choice in the matter. It's just how it is.
I remember there was a time I slept over at like a close family friend's house and like we were getting ready. We were about to go to bed. And like I was getting ready in the bathroom, and then like the mom was like, okay, so this is where you're sleeping, and then proceeded to lay out that like where I'd be sleeping was sharing this other kid's queen bed with him, like I got the other half, and I was a child, so I was like, oh, I mean, and the first time I was ever like that, this was an option, and I was like, I mean, just really, really nervous and scared. I did not sleep well that night.
Bummer.
I also feel like Nick would be the kind of guy that if he had a woman over, he would have like a separate bedroom. He's like, oh, you can stay the night, but yeah, go sleep over there.
Let's go into my bedroom with the Lucy and Ricky beds.
No, I'm actually...
we push them together, then pull them apart.
I've been told I'm a quite like a dream person to sleep with because I've only ever slept in twin beds my entire life, like even through university, because like my dorm room also had a twin bed. So I only use a twin bed amount of room in a bed. Like just naturally, that's how I sleep. So like
I feel personally attacked.
yeah. So there's always like more than half of like a bed. More than half the bed is available because I don't utilize it.
I feel like Nick is going to become Canada's My Pillow guy, but like the twin bed.
Oh God, no! Nick, if you become a fascist,
He's got the look for it. Like,
if you become a fascist, I will find my passport at my mom's house, come up to Canada, and kick your ass.
I'm gonna advise world leaders,
with his pillowy
with your luxurious locks of hair.
My mattress theories.
Yeah.
You ever check out the SNL sketch? Let's do it in my twin bed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I could think of when he was saying twin bed. Yeah.
That's exactly my life. Yeah.
I guess we should.
I hate this topic.
Yeah.
We should I was like 19 before I got a bed where my feet or arms didn't hang off of it. I'm like, not because I'm fat, just because I'm humongous. Okay, like I have 8 arms and everything.
I'm not saying I fit in the twin bed. At no point did I fit in the twin bed. It's just that's the bed I had.
What you got used to, yeah.
Yeah, my legs would never or are almost never in the bed when I'm sleeping. Mm-hmm. Like they're always kind of dangling off the edge. Yeah.
You're gonna change that, Nick.
Yeah.
I just see it.
One day.
Fernanda's mattress.
Yeah.
So, I guess we should.
He's smart enough to do money laundering, so a mattress store is definitely in his future. Like, let's be honest. Any updates on the store by your mom's place there, Ellis? Has it changed again yet? Or
I was at her place last week. I checked. There's nobody's bought it yet. So
nobody's bought it yet.
The cursed retail space. Kelly, so there's this retail space by my mom's place that never lasts more than 6 months with one business. It's always something new.
Every city's got one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I was saying that, like, part of me wants to go over there dressed like the farmer from Pet Sematary and be like, congratulations, you just bought a cursed retail space.
Oh, do a mic in there.
Not a bad idea. Then I have to go all the way over to Santa Monica. Screw that. That means nothing to you, but it's like a 45-minute drive both ways.
Oh my God, 45 minutes! I went 2.5 hours each way with Nick to Kingston for an amateur night.
Yeah.
I got stuck on a New York subway yesterday for an hour, so yeah.
It's like the Seinfeld episode with the naked guy. It's like, exactly, that's the problem. You should.
Kelly, did you have enough content on your phone to consume for the said hour?
I had, by the time the subway started moving, I think I was down to 20% on my phone, so I was fine. I mean, the interwebs in the subway here in New York, they're good. And yeah, I say interwebs. Suck it. I'm in my 40s. I can do it.
No complaint here. They have Wi-Fi. They have Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Service.
Yeah, wow. I was talking to Dino on my phone when I realized I had to be in this call because I thought it was later. And I'm fine. I gotta get back. So I was in the Lower East Side. I had to hook it over to Hell's Kitchen.
I think we should end it here because we're getting up there in time.
Of course.
Sure.
Kelly, thanks for coming on Generation Dan.
Kelly, you want to plug some stuff that's going on right now?
Sure. Not comedy related, but I've got a documentary on Discovery Plus that is streaming right now called No Responders Left Behind. Yeah, I co-produced it.
Left Behind. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's Jon Stewart's.
And Jon Stewart's in it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a comedy tie-in. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a bucket of laughs. Really, just sign up to laugh.
It's a good doc, but not funny.
Yeah.
It's 100% not funny.
So it's 100%
funny at all.
Nick, this is why people don't like you, Nick. Okay, that's why, because you say shit like that.
I thought it was abundantly clear from context.
Oh my God.
So I'll plug that Discovery Plus. Just it's now in Canada as of tomorrow. so
Nice.
Canadians can
By
see.
the time this comes out, it'll have been out for like a month. So
It's been in every country in the world but Canada. But Canada gets it tomorrow.
that's ironic. But,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What makes it even more difficult is that the names of our streaming services in Canada don't line up to the rest of the world. So when people are like, you can find it on blank, and you're like, I don't know what that maps to in Canada.
Yeah.
And you have to go through like 3 separate
Discovery-
subscriptions to get it.
Yeah, Discovery Plus, though, I think is all around the world the same name. It just took a lot longer to get to Canada.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. But I'm grateful to them. So,
absolutely.
Of course.
yay.
That's wonderful.
And then I'll be at Broadway Comedy Club on Friday if anyone's in town.
again, this will have been a month ago.
I feel like if anyone figures out from today until when it airs, if they figure out time travel and they do that, let Kelly know at that show. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I
That
feel
way
like
we
if you
can
show up in like a weird jumpsuit with like some goggles or some shit, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kelly
That's
will
fair.
be at Broadway Comedy Club a month ago Friday. And
Who knows? I may be back at Broadway Comedy by the time this airs.
Good point. Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Imagine someone's like listening to this and they walk in there and they're like, a month ago, eh? And then they look at like on the poster it says Kelly Zemnickis and they're like, it worked.
That would be great, wouldn't it? That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Dino.
I just got so follow me at Dino the Genetic Marvel Guys. We have Generation Dan podcast. We have a bunch of shows that I'm doing right now. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m. each time is Idiot Says What with Tim Loss from Tim Loss Comedy. I don't know why I said that, but and
You found it, then he's Tim
and you said it with attitude too.
Yeah.
Like,
I did,
like
right?
you were
And I was just
proving
like,
something.
I thought it was going to be funny, and then I'm like, that's not funny, you idiot. It's just not.
With,
Yeah.
Tim Loss Comedy.
Anyways, I've been producing a bunch of shows on the Eargasm Network out of Cleveland, Ohio. So check them out, and you can see a bunch of stuff. We even do stand-up shows and have a couple shows in development that should be pretty interesting. It'll be fun to watch.
You can find me at Atlas Novak, Twitter, Instagram, or you can check out my other podcast at Nexus at Nights in the same places. It's about a trading card game. If you don't like it, I understand. As Dino said, at Generation Dan on Twitter. It's mostly just posting highlights in the episodes themselves, but occasionally we'll do something weird. Nick?
Also true.
You can find me at Nick Fernandez Comedy on most places. And
Why the
yes,
whole thing? He's like,
Let's do the robot guys.
I started the movement just to punctuate it, but then I realized how long I had to go.
So there
I
was
was
So-
ready. Yeah.
listen, interesting thing. This right here, that's my,
Yeah.
right here. That's my name. It's-
You can find me here.
Yeah.
But and yes, thank you for listening. This has been wonderful. I love giggling with you people.
Aw. You're sweet. Well, how many of those do you have now? 3?
Do I not get a nickname?
Huh? Well, there's already
You gotta
a few that
earn
have
it.
taken
Come back
their-
on the show.
Atlas the
Okay.
Pirate Novak,
All right.
Dr.
Okay.
Atlas Mohawk,
Yeah.
then
Uh,
Nick Mouthfudger Fernandez.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I feel like Kelly Easy Bake Zemeckis
Or Kelly
was-
Heyo. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelly Hayo Zemnickis.
Hey
Kelly
no.
the farmer.
Kelly Hey no.
Hey-no. Well, Heyo would just be a Homestar Runner. Oh, Heyo. I'm Homestar 10.
Oh gosh. I'm just
All
picturing hay with a bunch of asterisks after it.
hold on, I'm typing
Do you
slow.
know
I'm
the
trying to
other-
spell her last name. Damn it!
I keep thinking it's Zemeckis, like Robert Zemeckis, but that's not. Hey, no.
That's another
There it is.
conversation. I have a
Yeah.
big beef with people who do that.
Hey, you know what? I have a hatred of Ayn Rand for a similar reason you hate Robert Zemeckis. So, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thanks
Aren't
everybody.
you
for
guys
listening.
important? Go to hell, you bastards!
Yeah.
Atlas also hates maps, so let's keep that in mind.
That's
Have a
fine.
great night, everyone.
I can
Whenever
take
you're
it or
watching
leave it.
this.
Bye, everyone.